The question to you, does design sell?
Design absolutely sells. And design is a bigger word than just the style. Design is the whole experience of the car. And I think all of the car makers have really tuned into that. But they're jockeying to see who can get in with the right experience.
Well, I've always wondered, and I was talking to Eric about this yesterday, why ugly, boring, mundane cars sell. You know, the Volkswagen Passat was last year's Motor Trend Car of the Year. The Volkswagen Golf was this year's International Car Awards Car of the Year. Why are these incredibly boring cars selling like hotcakes?
Well, I wouldn't call them boring. I would call them they're really well considered, but they're very subtle. And not everybody wants to stand out. Why do some people wear more flamboyant clothing than others? It's about what you're comfortable with. And the Passat, for example, is an excellent car. It drives well. It's very reliable. So the styling is appropriate to that buyer. It's a little more subdued, and that's their lifestyle.
What about the importance of brand recognition? Eric mentioned names like the Malibu, the Impala, the Charger. Should these car companies keep these names, or are they outdated? Should they have something new? When I think about Malibu, I don't think it's something super new and sexy, and certainly not Impala.
Well, again, and it's an excellent example. To some people, the identity and the familiarity is really important. It's just like our own names. I mean, we change every year. We change throughout our lifetimes, and car brands can carry along that same equity. However, for some buyers, like for yourself maybe, something that's brand new with a brand new name, that's important. And so that would appeal to you more. The car makers have, I think, an unenviable task of wanting to reach out to as many different types of buyers as possible. And so they're always trying to define these brand new niches, the retro style or the family style or the new hatchback kind of pseudo-retro style cars.
Austin, how is it, though, or why is it that American automobile manufacturers, GM, Chrysler, and Ford, seem to have in the past few years only figured out that style matters? It's something that they understood back in the 60s. Matt was talking just a few minutes ago about the pony cars, the famous Mustangs of the 1960s. And then they seem to have forgotten about it, starting in maybe like 1975 and 1976, going up for another 25 years. We're showing people images of the Ford Mustang.
They went
the early
horribly
cars
wrong.
are spectacular. The mid-'80s and 1990s cars are horrible, and now we have a Mustang that actually looks like something again. How did this happen?
Well, and I think it happens the way that it happens for many things, is that when we go through different times of, different economic times and such, consumers and companies reflect different priorities. And so less money is put into styling and refabricating the outside, and perhaps not as much money is put into those departments that provide the styling. And more money is put into reducing the cost through process enhancement and so forth.
Austin, can we agree at least that American car designers failed for the last couple of decades, and it now looks like they're coming back? And would you say that American design is now on the same level as, say, European car makers?
I would agree with the last part of your statement. I would say that American car designers, and I have a lot of friends who are car designers, have put out some incredible designs over the last, I would say even 30 years, but not all of them make it to market. So if there's a failure, it's perhaps in convincing management that these are the designs to move forward. But I would agree with you that some of the design coming out of the U.S. now is some of the best auto design anywhere. But there's something that's changed about style. It used to be that style was, there's kind of the masculine, more brutish or powerful kind of iconography, and then there is the more voluptuous, sensual design style. And now the word smart has become its own aesthetic, and you're seeing more and more vehicles that reflect smart or safe or family success or these types of things, words and ideas that haven't traditionally been associated with attractive vehicles.